Welcome to the HohO Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
We are broadcasting live from the Cottage Studio, so welcome to the HohO Show, and as always, I am your host, HohO. So welcome everybody, welcome Spreaker, welcome Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, and Facebook. How y'all's doing? Hope you guys are doing good, I really do. And hello Linda over there in Spreaker land, good to see you over there. And I see that there are people joining us in Facebook, awesome, good to see you. So I'm joined in studio by none other than Mr. Ray. How you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am excellent. And you got in trouble. Just got to tell you, you got in trouble a couple days ago.
I did.
Yeah, you got in trouble because, Alex's show, he mentioned that you haven't been in there.
Oh.
You got in trouble.
Oh,
you got a smackdown.
Timeout?
You are so in timeout.
Oh, I apologize. There's been a lot going on.
There has been.
Yeah,
and
I've been a little busy.
And we're going to get to that, but
I'm just glad you got the intro right this time. I'm proud of you.
Did you notice the slight hesitation in there?
Yeah, I seen your eye go, did I do that right?
Yeah, my eyeballs are like, wait, what do I say? Wait, what's my name? Where am I? Holy crap. It happens, guys. I'm telling you, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. And hello, Mr. Vacker over there in Facebook land. And how are you? Ray, you made the front page of tomorrow's Breeze, April says.
Oh, I made the news too, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And Howard says, there ain't nothing gentle about us. Right. Okay. Yeah. This is true. I apologize. All right, guys. So I want us to, we got some things to talk about. Of course, the title of today's show is Anti-Justice, and there's a lot of anti-justice stuff going on. I mean, holy crap, and we're going to get into that. But first, there's something that I want to touch base on, and this comes from, by the way, if you guys want to follow along with the story, you can head on over to thehohoshow.com, click on that newsfeed tab, and there you will see the magazine and Flipboard if you guys want to, follow along. And this headline is from the Daily Wire. Our dress rehearsal for a police state. Now, there's a part of this I want to get into. And this will take us, So, the guy who did this article, Dennis Prager, all right, he was doing this on a show, and hello, Sam, over there in Facebook land, good to see you. Good. This is, ooh. Oh, see, now you're just being mean there, Howard. You are being mean. He put in here doing amazing, got an amazingly tasty, delicious piece of steak and sweet tater, as well as asparagus in front of me. That's just mean. That's just mean.
That's all we have for today. We're
done now. We got to go get some food. Thanks. No, kidding, guys. No, we're not going anywhere. We're not done yet. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. But anyway, on this article, he got a telephone call from a police officer, and that's what I'm wanting to get into as soon as I can stink and find the thing, because I just got done reading this like not that long ago. All right. Yeah. I did. I just got done reading this, and it was like, holy crap, that's kind of, And then, you talk. I'm going to read. You talk.
Okay, I guess I will.
Give me a second.
Talk then. Yeah. Well, here in Illinois and in Chicago and Springfield yesterday, there was a rally to reopen the state. A lot of people in attendance, and I heard that went really well. There's several other ones across the country. I think there was one in Michigan and a couple other places. So, yeah, that's good. Be peaceful. Don't be violent, but exercise your First Amendment right and tell them how it is. This has got to stop, and I want to do everything I can to do my part.
I found it.
And now back to HoHo.
I found it.
You found it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get back to the article. Holy crap. All right, so, all right, so okay, so he says, birthday dinner. Yep. By the way, happy birthday, you old fart. That was a few days ago. And he just had steak, and then apparently they have pineapple upside down cake, or as I call it, pineapple upside Namoa cake, because if you flip it down upside down, it kind of looks like Namoa, because that's how I read it one time when I seen it, because I wasn't prepared for the flippiness. And they also have banana bread,
So the article, you found the article.
I did. I found the article.
Yes.
So he was talking about 4 different signs of being in a police state, or 4 different things that every police state has in common. That's what he was talking about. He said draconian laws depriving citizens of elementary civil rights. I can read. Number 2 was a mass media supportive of the state's messaging and deprivation of rights. And 3, the use of police. And this is where it started to get interesting. So he had gotten a call from a police officer, all right, like after this show or whatever, all right, and he let me find it. I gotta find it again. Okay, and he said that basically the police don't have a choice in doing some of these because people are calling them up and they're making them go out there. But it's like, okay, look, none of this crap, guys. Okay, none of this is laws.
Exactly.
None of these were passed in Congress. None of these were, passed by the president. None of these have gone through state and local laws passed by a governor. All of these are quote unquote executive orders, every last one of them. And therefore, especially considering they are a violation of civil rights, read the Constitution, police officers don't have to abide by these. Okay? Police officers don't have to abide by these. So let me try to find that section again. You talking about using of police and going and harassing people, It says why they have no choice to do this whenever they're being dispatched. Police they're told about police about these, and who told the police about these lawbreakers? Again, these guys are not breaking laws whatsoever. And another point that he brought up in this was snitches.
Yes.
In my day, there was a saying, snitches get stitches. Remember that saying?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Do you have that saying back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Snitches. People calling up and saying, hey, there's a guy out here that's like jogging all alone by himself, nobody around him whatsoever in the beach. You guys need to go send somebody out. I heard something. It actually, I found it hilarious. I found it very hilarious. The guy was like, some gal complained, one of them neighbors, snitches, gal complained, oh, my next door neighbor across the street is having a party and there's 11 people there, and the dispatcher was like, well, stay calm. It's okay. I can't send somebody over there because then there'll be 12. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. Matt put in here, snitches get stitches and then they disappear. Oh, Sam put a hilarious one in here. And you know what? I've actually heard the same thing.
Yeah, just ask Hillary Clinton. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Right, yeah. This just in, Ray commits suicide tomorrow. We have no idea how.
4 bullet holes in the back of the head.
Right. I really wanted to see someone burn their mask like the women of the 60s. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, dude, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Linda put in here, I saw some of the rallies. Some of them were concerning due to the number of people not social distancing or wearing masks. Yeah, I seen on there, and Alex talked about this, the Huntington Beach rally that they had. But the whole bringing, the whole snitches thing, not the whole snitches thing, the whole police thing. All right. Now there was I gotta get into my pickers because I saved this as a picker on my cell phone because cell phones are amazing. And this was deleted. A post about Taylorville Police Department basically going to do this whole, pulling people over and, hey, you should social distance. This is all the things and the yadas and the blah blahs and whatnot. And it was funny because, Gatton, host of the Machine Radio show, he responded with this with so what criminal offense are you going to write people for breaking a unconstitutional rule, and I guess a bunch of people responded after that. And not only did the Taylorville Police Department close down comments, shortly thereafter, they removed the post entirely. Now, Pritzker, that lovely, amazing person that he is, he decided he was going to extend another month the lockdown order. Okay. And several people had basically argued with him, and I guess the courts shot him down saying, no, you can't do this. And he is in what's that word called whenever you want repealing. He's trying to repeal this. And that brings me to, I have Matt put in here, a police chief will be losing a job soon. Yeah, absolutely. And that brings me to what you did. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? Because
did I do something?
You did, and this is entertaining. And you know what? More people need to do this. More people need to do this. Follow Ray's example, because it's an aspect of don't talk about it, be about it. Okay. And Ray was about it.
As of Friday, I sent in paperwork to the Federal Central Court of Illinois filing a federal injunction suit against Governor J.B. Pritzker over his unconstitutional executive orders. This will be should be at the courthouse come Monday and become official at that time. So there you go. So we'll see what goes on with that. I have sworn an oath 4 times in my lifetime now to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I don't know about some people, but I don't take that lightly.
Right.
I really don't.
Daryl put in here, it seems like you're struggling. Maybe a little bit. I'm having a hard time Englishing today.
As far as I'm concerned, if you are an elected official, law enforcement, or any government official whatsoever, and you have sworn an oath to the Constitution, and you are disregarding that, I expect your resignation. Put it in. And that goes for Governor Pritzker as well. Absolutely.
April put in here, Ray is awesome. Yeah, he is. He's standing up for what's right. I mean, that's the thing. And guys, look, I actually had this argument with somebody not that long ago. I was like, talking about this, and I was like, it's amazing how we have eradicated this year the flu and pneumonia ever since this whole coronavirus thing really started taking into effect. It's amazing.
Right.
The flu is no more. It is gone. It is eradicated. It is no longer here. It's amazing. So, I mean, we have great news, but unfortunately, the amount of people that are currently dying from coronavirus kind of look like the numbers of those that died last year from pneumonia and flu. That's kind of weird, don't you think?
Just a little bit.
A lot of bit. Holy crap. All right. Taylorville High School is doing a porch graduation where they will give All right, hold on. Check the HoHo Show Messenger. What? I don't even have the HoHo Show Messenger pulled up. Hold on. All right. Tentative school. Okay, so tentative school doing the whole where they can give the seniors their diplomas on the front porch and it's televised. That's actually kind of cool. I want those families to have their families. I want their families to have their families. Yeah, okay. On the porch partying and flip the governor off. That's right. And you know what? That's the thing, too, because this is what's really irritating to me about this whole thing that Governor Pritzker is doing. Mm-hmm. Did you see in the news, the whole everybody got to stay home and blah, 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 and social distancing, yada, yada, blah, blah. And what does he go and do?
They go to Florida.
Right. Do as I say, not as I do. Hello.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that irritates the crap out of me. So now, because he put this thing in here, now I've got to check my Facebook Messenger.
While you're checking that, HoHo, let me add one thing if I can.
Mm-hmm.
The lawsuit that I put in is myself and all citizens of Illinois similarly situated. What that means is, if I win this case, the ruling is just not on me that those executive orders are null and void. That means everybody in Illinois, those executive orders are deemed unconstitutional, and you can pretty much say, you know what, to those executive orders.
Exactly. And I mean, guys, look, I'm not saying that there is no coronavirus.
Right.
We've been through this. We've said this before. I'm not saying there is no coronavirus, but let this sink in. Okay. We have shut down the entire country. Lockdown order. We have destroyed our economy for what? 99.9% death rate, 99.9% people will survive this, a 0.1% death rate. That's what we shut the country down. That's what we shut it down for. Is that really fair to the other 99.9% of the people? No. And this goes for any other time of, any other flu season, any other kind of virus and infection. It's simple. If you are at risk, then stay home. Do your social distancing. Protect yourself. Wear a mask. Do all that good stuff. And you should all the time. But that doesn't mean that everybody else should be forced to stay home. I mean, and I've seen some ridiculous things.
Right.
People that are wearing a mask that has the whole center of it cut out. It's like, really? What point are you wearing a mask for? Two people that was in a drive-thru riding in their car, both of them wearing masks. It's like, look, is one of you two sick? Because if one of you two is sick, then you should go home. You shouldn't even be out.
Right.
And if you are in an enclosed space, why in the world are you wearing a mask? It's enclosed. It's an enclosed space.
And we're not advocating that all this stuff be dropped and just go back to normal, like HoHo said.
I am, and actually.
Well, I mean, as far as taking personal responsibility.
Oh yeah, no.
Wash your hands, cough in your arm, not in your hands or out openly. Do some common sense stuff. If you can't wash your hands, use sanitizer. Bring it with you. If you touch keypads on credit card machines, be mindful of what you're doing and what you touch and stuff. I think the American people can do these common sense things without the government overreaching and breathing down their throats, demanding it and breaking the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. Linda put in here something. She says, I have to say that our Idaho governor, Little, is that his name? Okay. Is now on phase 1 of reopening, which follows the White House and CDC guidelines. Largely, he trusts Idahoans to do the right thing, using common sense given what we know about the virus. Many of our businesses are opening with protocols. And yeah, we need to be doing this.
Right.
And Sam puts a good point in here. Common sense is not common. It's
exactly.
Not.
Yeah.
It's not, and I tell you what, man, I mean, it's just, there's so much stuff going. Yeah. Google. So much stuff that's been coming out on this that, man,
you're going to see a whole lot more in the next few days because the past couple of days there's been a lot coming out from the CDC.
Yeah.
Protocol guide. They're revisiting the numbers from the CDC and even Fox News just released a Fox News alert today about that. They have a senator on there that's also a doctor that they were talking about it. And the numbers, as we've always said, do not add up. And not only do they not add up, the proof is finally coming out to where they cannot deny it.
Right.
And J.B. Pritzker knows this.
And that's the thing, too. I mean, we have, because especially after we incentivized all of the hospitals, healthcare people to basically, they get money. They get, like, let's just say they get, you guys ever heard of commissions? Yeah. So they get a commission for everybody that dies of coronavirus. You're incentivizing these places in order to market death, regardless of whether they have been tested, regardless. I mean, come on, you can die of a car accident. You go to the hospital, coronavirus. Why? Because they get a commission off of that. We're incentivizing them to do this. So, I mean, this has been coming out. Right. Hospital people have been leaking this. So, I mean, this isn't a secret.
Right.
This is something that they're flat being open with. Why? Because what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And that's been the left's take on a lot of things. Well, not just the left. That's been the political take on all kinds of things. Have you noticed that in the past 5-6 years, they're being pretty open and honest about what it is they're wanting to do?
Right.
I mean, think about former President Obama. I'm going to fundamentally change the world or change the country. You think I'm lying. He wasn't lying.
No.
He wasn't lying at all.
They want that mail-in voting before November to come to pass. And from what I heard, Nancy Pelosi has demanded it in this next stimulus package. So basically, she's going to hold up this next stimulus package unless they vote for this mail-in voting.
Yeah. Sam put in here a good point. People want to be told what to do because they can't think for themselves. Not very many free thinkers. When I was still going in school, all right, this was during a transition, okay, because the Department of Education was formed back in 1978, which just so happened to be the same year I was born. So they were still in that phasing out of things. When I first started to go into school, they were teaching people how to think, teaching students how to think, teaching them how to study, how to do their homework, teaching them, take this method, you put them all together, you figure out which one works for you, and then that's the one you go with, that's the one you stick with. It was teaching people how to think. But somewhere along the line, late junior high into high school, it went to teaching kids what to think.
Right.
That's what they transitioned to. What to think. So tomorrow, actually, is going to be the first episode of the series, which is probably going to be holy crap. I knew that this series of knowing the Constitution was going to take a while. I knew it was going to be a project. Holy crap. This is probably going to take me a good 12 episodes to do, guys. I'm just being honest.
Wow.
With keeping these things small, trying to keep these things short. 5 of them is going to be the amendments and the Declaration of Independence by itself, because the Declaration of Independence I'm splitting up into 2 episodes. One at the beginning, one at the very end. So this is going to be a project, guys. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a project. First episode tomorrow, and it's going to be Knowing the Declaration, part 1, because there's going to be a part 2. I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited to go through this. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to, read up on this stuff and I'm excited. This is going to be a good time, guys. It's going to be educational, informative, and we're going to have fun. We're going to break it down. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to break it down, but we're going to go through the whole thing word for word, and it's going to be amazing. So the first one is going to be tomorrow. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we return, we're going to get into the crux of the conversation. We're going to get into this anti-justice. We're going to get into that. Just a couple minutes, guys. I'll be right back. Maybe. Where's the button? I found it. Do you work at any of the myriad of jobs where you might have to sit on your bum all day? Well, if so, maybe you know what it's like to suffer from the condition known as swamp ass. Well, if so, have I got the solution for you?
Anti-monkey butt powder.
That's right.
Anti-monkey butt powder.
You can use it indoors, outdoors, work or play, or on any occasion when you sit on your bum all day. Don't let your buns get red. Use anti-monkey butt powder instead. Available wherever anti-friction powder is sold. Then yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually a real product. You can actually buy that anti-monkey butt powder. I know they have it in like Ace Hardware. A lot of truck stops have them. You're welcome. All right, guys. Wow. We're going to get into this. Anti-justice. See, I know you guys are aware and have heard of, the Clinton email scandal. You guys have heard about that, right? All the emails, the classified information, And now here's the thing, guys. I don't know. Daryl says nice, HoHO. Yeah, thank you. I'm here all week. Not really. See, they investigated this. Yes, she had things that she wasn't supposed to do. She knew she was guilty. We know that she knew that she was guilty and did something she wasn't supposed to do because of the extent that she went in order to hide, cover up, smash, destroy all these hard drives with the classified information. And hello, Mr. Gavin over there in YouTube land. Good to see you. So she knows that she screwed up. She absolutely knew she screwed up. At best, go to jail for a very long time.
Right.
For mishandling of classified information, classified documents, classified intelligence, at best. At worst, treason. And there was a time when that was drawn and quartered. There was a time, that was just death. Just saying, just throwing that out there.
Right.
Just throwing that out there. Where's the justice? Where's the justice? You have people out there that like to go, oh, white privilege, oh, male privilege. No. Political privilege.
Right.
Political privilege. Yeah. And then you have Roger Stone, Flynn, and the information's out, guys. Okay, these were bogus charges.
Exactly.
They were just going through them to get after Trump. And considering they wouldn't fold on President Trump, considering they wouldn't, toe the line they wanted them to toe, they buried him. I mean, come on, Roger Stone, how many FBI agents showed up at his house?
At the same time, CNN just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Cover it.
And CNN got there 11 minutes before the FBI agents got there, but no, warning whatsoever. And there was a lockdown on it as soon as the FBI got there, and they still let CNN stay there. Yeah. And yeah, Roger Stone did nothing wrong. Oh, that's cool. Linda put in here that she bought one of his autographed rocks to support his legal defense. And yeah, guys, he's going through some legal trouble right now. He really is. Him and Flynn both, actually. Right. Going through some problems right now because they're trying to defend themselves. I mean, Roger Stone, they put the judge put a gag order on him so that this way he couldn't talk about it, couldn't defend himself to the people. And in the meantime, mainstream media was able to say whatever they wanted to about this, but he could not go out there and defend himself, period. Gag order. And if he were to say something, then they were going to get him even harder.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we have Flynn. Same thing. Okay? Same thing. Because when the director of the FBI flat says that, we know that there's rules and protocols for an FBI agent talking to anybody inside the White House. We just figured we'd just send some agents over there just to kind of, see what happens and to take advantage of the chaos from a brand new administration going in there. He came out and he said it. He admitted to it. They lied to him to try to get him to incriminate himself on something, to lie on something. Their goal was not truth. Their goal was, let's get Trump. If we can't get Trump, we'll settle for this guy.
Right.
That's what their thing was.
It's called entrapment.
Uh-huh. Exactly. So here's my question that I would like to pose to all y'all and to Ray. Where's the justice? Where's the justice? Because we know that the FBI has done nothing. Why aren't people going to jail? When will people go to jail? Is anybody going to go to jail? Probably not. They try to say that, oh, Flynn, he's been, justice finally, yada, yada, blah, blah. No, this ain't justice. Just because we now know the truth, we know what happened, and he's no longer in jail that's not right. Justice. Justice is these people who broke and bent the law in order to get Roger Stone and to get Flynn until these guys go to jail for doing what they did wrong. There's no justice because then who's to stop the next person from doing it to somebody else?
Exactly.
And
that goes to all the topics we're talking about. Until somebody puts a stop to injustice across this country, whether it be the situation with Flynn, Roger Stone, unconstitutional executive orders, you name it, until people rise up and they've had enough and actually do something, you're absolutely right. It just invites more injustice down the road.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And it's a sad thing. I mean, it really is. It's a sad thing. So that leads me to the next topic. Have you heard about this Tara Reid gal? Have you heard about her?
I honestly don't think I did on that one.
You don't know about the sexual harassment charges?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, see, here's my thing. Guess who did the investigation on that?
Who?
Mainstream media. I don't remember which one, if it was CNN or CBS or MSNBC. I don't remember which one actually did it. But yeah, they investigated it, and they deemed him, deemed the charges just fabricated, just made up. But they didn't actually look at the records. They didn't actually do anything. In fact, the only thing that they did was talk to people who were Biden supporters. That's it.
Right.
He's a stand-up guy.
I'm sorry.
Sniffing, touching, caressing Joe Biden. He's a stand-up guy. So here's my thing. And do you guys remember what happened, the fiasco of Brett Kavanaugh? You know, do you guys remember any of that? You know, do you guys remember how much the left was like, he needs to be, investigated. We got to believe all women and all this other kind of crap. And then Tara Reid and no.
Exactly.
No.
The hypocrisy of the liberal left.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, to say the least. It's absolutely ridiculous. And here's my thing, okay? If Biden truly didn't do anything, now here's the thing. I'm not going to say that he's guilty, all right? I'm not saying that he's guilty at all. But what I am going to say is, let's have an investigation, all right? Whenever you look at the accusation against... when you look at the accusation against Brett Kavanaugh, those that knew him, it was against his character. Let's just put it that way. It was against his character. Nobody believed it. Not his friends, not the people who knew him, not the people that worked for him. They didn't believe it because it went so far out of his character that nobody believed it whatsoever. Now, here's the problem. With Joe Biden, considering how he likes to caress, how he likes to sniff, how he likes to get, just a little bit too close and hug just a little bit too long, it's a little bit more on the believable side. Again, I'm not saying he's guilty, but I'm saying it's a little bit more believable. Definitely more believable.
What I'm saying is you should use the same standard across the board and not outweigh one or the other. Justice is supposed to be equal, it's supposed to be blind.
Exactly. See, we're supposed to have equal representation under the law, equal rights under the law, equal protection under the law. Now, none of these equal things, nowhere is there a divide against, being a political class, being non-political class, race, color, creed, any of that kind of crap. None of that. None of that. It's supposed to be equal across the board. We'll get into more of that on knowing the Constitution, but we'll get into that kind of stuff because this is important. People need to know this because apparently people don't. It's sad. It's sad. But yeah, I agree with you, Ray, that there needs to be an investigation done going through the records of his time in the Senate to investigate the allegation. There needs to be an FBI trial, and it needs to happen now. If you're going to be fair to the process, if you're going to be fair to Brett Kavanaugh, if you're going to be fair to any victim of any sexual harassment crime, then that's what you need to do. Matt put in here, Biden is really creepy around women and especially children. I believe he is a pedo. He needs investigated. Absolutely. He definitely needs to be investigated. Because it's just, you can't do to Brett Kavanaugh what you did to him without going through the process and the rigmarole against Joe Biden. Because if he has nothing to fear, then he should welcome an investigation. And in fact, during that interview not that long ago, he basically went out and said just that. Investigate it.
Right.
Where's the investigation? Why hasn't anything launched? And if it has, why are they being quiet about it?
I guess the virus takes more precedence over anything else right now. What timing?
You know, the thing that takes precedence over anything else, according to the mainstream media, is Orange Man bad.
Yeah.
You know, and I've heard some interesting theories, actually. I really have. I've been hearing some interesting theories. And one of the theories I've been hearing is that they're not actually going to let Joe run for president. They're not actually going to let him run. That they're going to end up pushing him aside and bringing in somebody else. I don't know who. I honestly do not think it is going to be I don't think it's going to be Bernie Sanders. I think they're going to bring somebody else in.
Right.
You know, I honestly do. What do you think about all this?
It's a possibility. As far as exactly who it'd be, you know, it's a guess. You know, but I do think some of these Democratic governors, though, have a play in all this. You know, as far as that goes, you know, they're pushing their whatever you want to call it in the media, their press conferences, their this, their that. Look what I'm doing for this state. I think some of them are bucking for the VP job, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And still, I think the thing that actually cracks me up is whenever they try to say that, oh, Michelle Obama is going to be put in the position of VP or, you know, just running against President Trump. And I just, honestly, I don't see that happening. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see that happening. Do you see that happening?
I wouldn't rule it out, but, you know, with them, we're thinking logically. We're thinking with on our logic. You know, their logic is something totally different.
I mean, I could see them throwing like Elizabeth Warren in there, you know, something like that, you know, because we got to play our multi-facet cards to check as many check marks as we can because she's Native American or
1,124th.
Yeah, she's woman. She's whatever, you know. So, but I mean, I don't see the Michelle Obama aspect. Not 2020, 2024, absolutely, but I still don't see them putting her up against President Trump.
Right.
I just don't see that happening. You know, and the people have not fallen for all this crap. The people know who the blame goes to. They're not falling for the crap that they've been doing. They're not, you know, the people just aren't falling for it.
Right. I think they're wanting this virus to be worse than what it was so they can make President Trump look bad and then potentially one of their candidates to look really good. Look what I did during this crisis.
Yeah, and destroy.
And it didn't pan out for them as what they've hoped for up to this point.
Absolutely, you know, I could not agree more. And and because of that, you know, because too much truth has come out, because there's too many people out there that are like, you know, look, wait a second, what's going on? What's going on here? Too many people are actually paying attention and not just blindly following the mainstream media.
Right.
Too many people paying attention. You know, Matt put in here the virus is a distraction, and absolutely it is. It's a distraction.
It's a distraction and a way for a lot of people to get money off the federal government, including states.
Right.
That goes back to Illinois. Illinois is wanting a bailout from the federal government in the next stimulus package or the next one after that.
Right.
You know, it has nothing to do with the virus. We shouldn't be the federal government should not be bailing out Illinois because the people in Chicago don't know what the hell they're doing.
You know, and that's the thing too. I mean, they're wanting to take that money and they're basically wanting to use it to fund their failed projects, use it to fund their, their negative balance for the pensions. They're wanting to do that with it. It's like, dude, no. I totally disagree with any of that crap going on. I mean, I really don't, it's no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, guys. It really is. It's frustrating to see just what's going on, and I mean, it's just this whole U.S. of A. was put together as a experiment, if you will. Biggest experiment, the only type of government that has ever been set up like this. Illinois is not supposed to mirror California.
Right.
Every state was put in there to where they can kind of do their own thing. Let's experiment. Let's see what works. We've got 50 different states. We can have 50 different types of government per se, as long as you are not violating the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution. You pretty well have a no holds barred on whatever it is that you're doing.
Could you repeat that middle part there just again? They can do what?
They can do basically anything they want to, as long as they're not violating the Constitution. They can do whatever it is that they want.
Even though that's what's going on right now.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. In order for them to join the union, they had to agree to the limitations and the freedoms in the Constitution. Are they doing that?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either. I don't think so at all. Do we have anything else?
Oh. Well, on that, I do have one little thing you're talking about. Did you see the article? I only seen the headline on it about Trump's approval rating went up another 6 or 7 points, and also with independents, his approval rating is skyrocketing with just independents besides Republicans. I mean, the Democratic Party has no chance in hell of winning fairly in this next election.
Yeah. I got to show you guys something, actually, because I found it hilarious. This is my cover photo for the magazine on Flipboard. I just thought that was hilarious. It's the president kissing the American flag. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I absolutely. So yeah, guys, do you really have like
I got one oddball thing, but if you're done with the main crux of things.
Yeah, we're done with the main crux of things.
Okay, I seen an article earlier, and I didn't get to read the full thing, about hornet bees have made it to the U.S. from China. Big nasty things. I mean, very nasty things.
I've seen that too, and it wasn't just like it was a specific kind of like not killer bee, but a specific kind of hornet or whatever. But yeah, I seen that.
Do you know what the first thing I thought of as soon as I seen that? Do you remember watching the first X-Files movie?
I can't say as if I've seen any.
You have
the
not
X-Files.
seen? Oh my Lord!
I can't say.
Anyway, in the movie they were.
I do know that the truth is out there.
They were the secret government had a bee colonies. They're taking bees and infecting them with a virus, and then their plan was to release them into the public. And then I see these giant nasty hornets come from China. We're in the middle of a virus, and now it just clicked with the movie. If you've seen the movie, you'd understand what I'm talking about. That's another movie you got to put on your watch list.
Yeah.
Got to unmute first.
I forgot to unmute myself.
You almost made it all the way through.
I did.
Almost. I'm so proud of you, though.
Linda put in here, I loved both of the X-Files movies. Yeah, I just...
See, Linda probably knows the bee scene, and she's on it.
I was sheltered in my childhood, when it comes to shut up. I was. Oh my God, Matt put in here, he goes, nice. I shall enslave them and make them my army. You know, speaking of witches, so in my semi the other night, I noticed that I had a buddy. I even posted it on Facebook. I have a buddy because it was awesome. It was a good buddy. It was a nice buddy. I put in there, I will name him George, and I will pet him and pat him, and I will rub his furry fur. Anyway, I had like a little bitty praying mantis, and he was praying. He was like, it was awesome. I was like, dude, that thing is cute. I hope he stays because I want to see him get bigger.
You didn't sit on him, did you?
Hell, I don't know. He was on my steering wheel, and then next thing you know, he disappeared.
Uh-oh.
I mean, not just appeared, he disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes, and he went away. He went by. I couldn't see him anymore. He was just a little bitty guy. So, I mean, you know, I like praying mantises. I think they're pretty spiffy.
Yeah.
They look
eat
ugly.
Other bugs.
They do. And, you know, I'd kind of like to be a male praying mantis. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on, yes.
So, how you doing, Ray?
I'm just waiting and see what goes on this next week or two, and we'll go from there. Whether I win with this thing or not, I'm going to try my best to do it. At least I'm out there doing something,
right?
You know? And I'd like to give a kudos to Representative Darren Bailey, who is doing it on the state side as well in Illinois. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's another representative too that's announcing that he's filing another state suit. And in Northwest Illinois, on the federal side again, a church is also filing a federal suit. So these suits are coming out like crazy, and that's what it's going to have to take, folks. And for mine, I'm also doing punitive damages. I'm hitting these people in the pocketbook. Okay, and I suggest everybody else do the same, because when you affect their pocketbook, they take notice. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's going to take for some of this crap to stop. You know?
You know, not only that, not only is it going to take people to, stand up against what's going on and the blatant disregard of civil rights and freedoms, but it's also going to take sheriffs and police departments, standing up and acknowledging that this is wrong and it needs to stop.
Right.
Because, your civil disobedience can only go too far, can only go so far. I mean, when the taser comes out, you're kind of going on the ground. You keep on resisting, you're bound to get shot. And it's just a bad deal. And we don't want that. We don't want people putting themselves in harm's way just to exercise their freedom. I mean, you can only go so far, so we have to have Yes, I do, Sam.
What?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I can't repeat that.
Oh.
I can't. I mean, if you got to go, that's the best way, don't you think? I mean, at least, you died happy.
Oh, boy.
Talking about the, praying mantis thing. It's just.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's where I was going with that. At least you died happy.
I knew where you was going with that. I just didn't know that.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't remember.
Praying mantises.
We need... No. Beyond that. But, the sheriffs need to be reminded of their constitutional obligation, as Matt put, as other people have put. They need to be reminded of their oaths of office. That's what they need to be reminded of. It's like you don't serve the governor. You serve this first.
Right.
That's what you serve. Support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's not, I will support and defend the governor against anybody in blahs and yadas. This is the age of Aquarius. What?
That's a song.
I know it is.
Oh.
No. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. No. Anyway.
Yeah. Vector agrees.
He does, apparently. He's laughing over there. All right, guys. No, definitely check out the Flipboard thing, because there's a lot of articles in here that I put in here. There really is. There's a lot, pertaining to stuff
and stuff
and stuff. Yeah. And if you get tired of that, there's more stuff in there. So, just definitely check it out, guys. Just keep yourselves informed of what's going on. That's the best thing I can give you. The best way to eliminate ignorance is with edification. It's the best way. That's all we got. That's the biggest tool we got. Or
as people say, knowing is half the battle.
That is. I don't know what the other half of the battle is. They never said.
G.I. Joe.
Greatest American hero. Maybe.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Anyway, guys. You got anything else?
I don't have anything else really, unless your chat people or anybody online has anything else.
Doesn't look like it.
No? Well, no.
I still never. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? No.
All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get on out of here. We're going to get on out of here.
We can get some food now that somebody made us hungry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are. And thank you, Howard, for the hunger stuff in there. I hope you enjoyed your steak.
There is a shortage of beef coming up.
Dude, yeah. You
want to touch on that real quick?
Yeah, because, all right, so I don't know where the order came from. All right. We're in an encore right now. I don't know where the order came from, okay? But ranchers have basically been told to get rid of their livestock. Beef, pork, okay? This is going to create a huge problem. Huge.
Already is.
I mean, think about it. What is this going to do to the price of meat?
Skyrocket.
Absolutely. You want to talk about having a hard time feeding your family? Try only having soy burgers.
Ugh.
Yeah.
A lot of the reason is that the processing plants are closed down.
Exactly.
And because of the virus, supposedly, and the farmers and the ranchers and everything can't get their livestock to the slaughterhouses because they're shut down, so they have to get rid of them. They have to put them down.
Well, it's not that they have to because of that. They're being told that they have to because the cows may be infected and the pigs may be infected with coronavirus, and heaven forbid people don't know how to cook their meat. And, nobody had this, this wasn't a thing during swine flu. I mean, it's redonkulous.
The longer this thing goes, the worse it's going to get.
So, because of the black bean burgers suck. Yeah. Or black bean. Yeah. What you said. Black bean burgers. Yuck. Yeah. Linda put in here, meat is the new toilet paper.
I was thinking that earlier.
Yeah. Absolutely. But guys, like what Ray was saying, because of the shutdown, because of them doing, because of them shutting down the packaging plants and whatnot, meat's already starting to skyrocket. But imagine whenever nobody has any beef, because once this starts to reopen again and the packing plants reopen again, what are they going to butcher because nobody has any meat anymore?
Exactly.
How are the ranchers, going to replenish their cows?
Right.
How are they going to get bacon seeds? How are they going to get, hamburger seeds? How are they going to get this? You just can't go to Walmart and buy bacon seeds.
And that's a good point. Think about that. Bacon alone. There's going to be shortage of bacon.
Dude, it's on, man. It's on. Linda put in her little old lady voice, where's the beef? That is well played. Well played. Try buying food and you are not working and the money has ran out because of the virus. Yeah.
I haven't even got my first stimulus check yet.
Yeah.
My funds are running low.
You know, and that's the thing too, guys. You know, you want socialism? You want socialism? You want all this stimulus money coming, another $2,000, what they're talking, and they're not even talking about just a one-time, like a monthly type of a thing to replenish people's money that they're no longer making because we won't let them go to work. But, you know, who cares if you have $1,000 in the bank if you can't go to the store and buy what it is you want?
Right.
If the shelves are bare, doesn't matter how much money you got.
Yep.
What did Venezuela start doing? Killing their pets.
Eating out of trash dumpsters and landfills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were the third wealthiest country in the Western Hemisphere at one time.
Like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Wealthiest. Let that sink in. Wealthiest country. 15 years ago. What happened? Do you know? Socialism happened. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Matt put in here, I don't like my 2-month trial of socialism. I want a refund and normal life back. Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, guys, this should scare people. I mean, it really should. Not the virus. That's the reaction. It's everything that's going on. This is... I don't know.
They got everybody focused on the fear of the virus that they can't focus on what's really going on. They're so focused on, oh my God, am I going to get this? You know, the mainstream fake news media that's what they're pushing day after day after day. Be in fear of this virus. Don't think about anything else that's going on. Just keep your eyes on the virus.
I don't know. I don't know when we cross that point of no return. I really don't. I don't know when that happens. I don't know when the shutdown goes so far that we can't recover from it. And I mean, guys, there's already things going on right now with businesses shutting down, not temporarily, but permanently.
Right.
What's that going to do? You know, what's that going to do? I mean, that's just crazy. You know, not being able to go to your local grocery store and get beef or pork or, most importantly, bacon because the ranchers were forced to put their livestock down. Not send it somewhere and get it done, but just kill them.
Scary times.
It's a problem. When do we... It was not meant to be the direction of the show. It really wasn't. You know?
If I told you 10 years ago what was going on right now, what would you think back then? Would you think it was a possibility?
Dude, if you would have told me 10 years ago that what was going on in Venezuela would happen, I wouldn't have believed you. Let alone believe what's going on in the U.S. today. Would not have believed you a bit. No.
Yeah, they're pushing the vaccines, pushing everything else because of all this, you know, and eventually they're going to put that chip in your hand or try to.
Mm-hmm. Linda asks a good question. She says, I do not know why the processing plants could not shut long enough to sanitize and to make sure their employees are healthy. Absolutely. I mean, according to the CDC, the incubation period is like what, 5 to 7.5 days. So you would think you quarantine the workers of the processing plant for 2 weeks and that's it. Send them to work. Make sure they kind of keep themselves halfway quarantined. If the virus is in fact the thing that you are most afraid of,
right,
then there's no reason why you couldn't have opened it back up in 2 weeks. None.
It's amazing, and I don't know this, but I'd bet money on some of this. It'd be amazing what states these major processing plants are located in. Maybe that's something I'll look up. You know, it'd be interesting to look up.
Well, they're not in New York.
Right.
They're not in California. Sam put in her homestead. The doomsday preppers were right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. They were. It's scary. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. That's it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Crap. Start buying straight from the farmer and butcher the animal yourself, or hire someone, just like field dressing a deer. Yeah. And that's the thing, guys. That's why, that song by that one country guy, a country boy can survive. That's why. They know how to do that crap. City folk, nah, they know how to go to the store, put an item off the shelf and into their cart, take it home, put it in the refrigerator. City boys ain't got no idea. Country boys, on the other hand, oh yeah, you ain't going to keep them starved. Because they know how to do some stuff. They know how to survive. Yep. Sesame Street days. Never mind. Anyway, guys, that's it. That. We're done. We're done. Meow.
Are you done? Meow?
Yes, we are done. Right. Meow.
Right. Meow.
Yeah. Right. Meow. Yeah, let's have ourselves a wonderful day. Tomorrow, don't forget, 7 p.m. is going to be knowing the Declaration, part 1. Y'all have yourself a good evening, good night, sleep tight, and if the bed bugs bite, well, by golly, bite them back. This has been The HoHo Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpikle.com. Until next time.